gonna give you 6 exercises so that you can get stupid strong, and we're gonna start right now.
I'm Olympic strength coach Dane Miller, and I've coached at 10 world championships, and this summer I'm coaching at my 2nd Olympics. And I help athletes and coaches build comprehensive programs that lead to state championships, NCAA All-Americans, and professional opportunities. And the first thing that we're gonna focus on is that you need to hit big back squats. Now, I'm gonna give you a couple different variations. When we took our community poll, we had 47% of you that mentioned that you need to do back squats to get stupid strong. So, if we're doing a back squat, let's just think here, we're doing a full range of motion back squat. Absolutely fantastic. Or we're doing a low bar, partial range of motion back squat. You're gonna get stupid freaking strong. Now, the progression of the back squat, let's say you're doing a back squat, or let's say you're doing a front squat, and you're doing that at least twice a week. One thing that I also love to do is to do pin squats. And I might do pin squats where I try to get into a position where I'm gonna be weak, okay? So a disadvantageous position, it's like right here. 1, 2, up, ooh. Let's move forward just a hair, okay? Come back down, 1, 2, ooh. Come back down, 1, 2, ooh. That's like right at my sticking point. And one thing that's even interesting with this crazy jailhouse rack right here, it's probably the oldest piece of equipment at Garage Strength, is that we can even change this, and each rep almost change the height. That's a little bit easier for me. Boom. Execute those pin squats regularly. And what I would recommend doing is that if I want to get stupid strong, front squat, back squat, twice a week. Pin squats once every 3 programs where you're weak. And pin squats can also help improve your deadlifts. So every 3 programs, bring in pin squats for at least 4 to 8 weeks. Hammer that, but over time, it's gonna take you 4 to 5 years to lead to those monster back squats that are gonna get you up over 500 pounds. Next up, we have the classic deadlift. Now, I know I talk a lot of trash on the deadlift. I know that. I know that also in the realm of sports performance, things like RDLs, single leg RDLs, snatches, snatch cleans, clean pulls, all these things are probably better to getting stupid strong. However, I'm not a total dummy. When it comes to getting freaking ridiculously strong, the whole goal is to freaking pull a large amount of weight off the floor into your hip, and that's gonna be the deadlift. If you can train your deadlift over a very, very long period of time, on a regular basis, let's do it every 10 days for 5, 6, 7 years, all of a sudden, you are extraordinarily strong, and that's gonna lead to a lot of strength in your back, a lot of strength throughout your entire posterior chain. This is one of the absolute best exercises. It's a top 6 movement for you to get stupid strong. To have a massive deadlift, you have to have that big, thick back, and that's where the next movement comes into play. Now, we could do something like a bent over row, okay? And this would be a bent over row. And in the past, I have said I don't really like them that much because there's a little bit too much action coming from the hamstrings, coming from the glutes a little bit. So, if we're just talking about lats, I don't think bent over rows are that good. Now, if we're talking about building a huge back that's strong in your erectors and has some targeted posterior chain work, bent over rows are good, but they're not the best, okay? The next movement is probably one of my favorites to get stupid strong. A lot of people are gonna complain about this because it's not going to be done by the technical zealots or gurus standards. But by my standards, I think it's freaking awesome. And we call this a hater row, okay? So we're gonna get set and we're gonna pull. So there's a little bit of knee extension, okay? Knee extension here overloads that eccentric at the top. And I still want you to think about squeezing and bending that bar around your sternum. Build up with this. Try and get to the point where you're doing like 405. This will literally blow the hell out of your deadlift, okay? Your deadlift will go through the roof because you're pushing the hater row. So when you're not doing the deads in your program, you should be hitting those hater rows and then vice versa. But just make sure that you're still doing your mobility and you're still taking care of that lower back. This next exercise really should not surprise you, okay? This is a movement that requires you to have a lot of fortitude. It requires you to be as strong as freaking possible, to hold really good positions, to accelerate a weight that is extraordinarily heavy at very high speeds. And then you have to let that weight come crashing down on you, you catch it and you stand it up. That exercise is going to be the clean. I'm gonna take an example. Take someone like Will Rattel, someone like DJ Shuttleworth. If you watch their videos, when they clean something like 200 kilos, they pull big weights, right? They get under that as quickly as possible. They train the elastic portion of that catch and they stand up 440 pounds. If you can execute this well, you get stupid strong. And on top of that, your pull gets better, your deadlifts get better, your front squats get better, your back squats get better. And we still have this argument that we shouldn't be doing clean. So everybody, if you want to get stupid strong, start with that progression. Just start with the barbell. Learn that pull progression, learn how to make contact off the hip, learn how to catch in that front squat position, and then over time, just slowly add weight and recognize that it will take you 3 to 5 years to get stupid strong on the clean. During COVID, I thought the world was about to end. Fortunately, it didn't end. And one of the things that I thought about when it was about to end in my mind was the fact that I needed to deadlift 705 pounds before the world ended. And I did that. I wanted to do an exercise to get my shoulders as strong as possible, to get those cock strong shoulders. And that exercise was the dumbbell military press. Now, ironically, the person who spotted me on this PR set is standing right over there. And I still remember freaking out that he was gonna spot me during COVID. We were both masked up and I took out the 140s, not these are only 80s, and I ended up hitting it for like a set of 7 to 8 reps. But one of the big factors when you're doing military press is that this is going through a large range of motion. You're building those delts, and you're strengthening those triceps. And this is one of the best pressing movements that you can do to get stupid strong. Now, another great movement to get stupid strong is gonna be the bench press. On a regular basis, if you're looking at athletes that can bench press 500 pounds, they are stupid strong. Okay, that's like that point when you go from like 450 to 500, you get ridiculously strong. One movement that you can use to push that bench press that I think everyone should master is actually going to be the dumbbell bench with a pause. So what we want to see is pause here, press, pause, press, pause, press, and try to really focus on lengthening the tricep and the pecs here, and then come up fast, pause, press. And what happens is that over a long period of time, you start to get really, really good tension in that upper back. You pause and you feel where that upper back should be retracting and providing that foundation, and then that's what you start to press from. Oftentimes, you'll see athletes who aren't as athletic, that aren't as coordinated, that start to do dumbbell benches out like this, and then they just drop their dumbbells. We need to be pausing here and keeping that tight through that full range of motion, and that's gonna help you get that stupid strong bench press, and ideally long-term, be stupid strong. Getting stupid strong requires tons of time, tons of effort, and a long period of time. That's why with each one of these exercises, I tried to lay out how long that would take. 3 to 5 years, 4 to 6 years, a lot of work, 4 to 5 days a week. And one of the big aspects that we like to focus on inside of our strength training at Peak Strength is seeing how well you make progress. Seeing how much weight you're lifting on a regular basis. Peak Strength will track the weight that you hit. You'll be able to see your weight history and how well you're making that progress. And then over a long period of time, when you hit certain milestones, you're gonna get cool rewards, like this 1,000-ton club. When you lift 1,000 tons, you'll get this sweet t-shirt. But the big factor here is that we want you to have that long-term effort. We want you to become a freak over a long period of time. We recognize what that work takes and how you can get to the top. When you're ready to start that long-term journey, head over to peakstrength.app, the Google Play Store or the Apple iOS Store. Download Peak Strength to begin your long-term journey. Because remember, freaks, if you want to become a champion and lift 1,000 tons, you've always got to cultivate your power. Peace.